Let's paint something tiny.
First, we have to start with an obscene amount of green. And while in the video it doesn't look like I'm doing very much, I promise I am. I'm getting it just right to my particular tastes, and I'm, not being picky at all. Next, I have to embark on this quest to continue to do plant life. Again, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that plants are not necessarily the thing that I'm best at. But that's okay. I learn a little bit more every time I do one of these. Thus, I continue forward and challenge myself into doing something that I struggle at. Although one could argue that I struggle at most things, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, this particular flower is one of my very favorites. It's the thistle. I don't know why thistles are one of my favorites. I think it's because it's kind of a weed, and my favorite flowers tend to be the less put together looking ones like sunflowers and, thistles. They look like they grow out in the wilderness and are not curated carefully by someone in a flower shop for the specific purpose to put in someone's bouquet. Instead, they look wild and slightly unhinged, and I just feel like I really like that. I would put thistles, dandelions, and sunflowers in this camp, and not surprisingly, they're three of my favorite flowers. Not that the soft put together flowers aren't pretty, I think I just relate better to the unhinged, untamed ones. Now to add our main star, an adorable little mouse. Ain't it cute? This is gonna be fun. Listen, I can understand not wanting mice in your home, but they're so stinking cute. Look at their little faces. They have beady little cartoon eyes and curious little hands and perky little ears, and I think they're adorable. As long as, they stay where they belong, in nature, not in my house. I do not want a mouse in my house. I do not like that, Sam I am. But I will paint them, and this one is cute because he fits on a flower. I have a soft spot for furry little animals that can fit on a plant leaf. Also a slight fear that they'll bite me, but that's beside the point. Now that this precious mouse is mostly done, I need something for him to be looking at, because obviously he's staring off at something in particular, so I decided to go with some bright yellow fairy lights because that's fun, and it really contrasts well with the purple of the thistle. If you thought I was done here, you're obviously wrong, because of course this little mouse has to have wings. Now, fortunately, I have a lot of experience giving wings to unlikely creatures like the dandy hippo, or I did a whole painting with dragonflies, and those were super fun. And even though I've done it multiple times, I still managed to do it wrong. I spent far too much time on the light colors and then overcompensated with more colors trying to fix it. It was around this point when I realized that there was not enough weight to these wings and I was doing it wrong, and I needed to start over even though I didn't want to, but that's what happens. So I started over and had to go back to square one and repaint over everything I had already painted. In my second attempt, they really benefited from that dark blue outline. It gave weight to the wings, and then I added all of the highlights on top of that, which made them easier to look at and less flighty. It grounded them, so I don't regret starting over. I do regret painting on those other wings for so long that I had to start over. Now, to add some fun embellishments on the side, I went with fairy lights and some interesting vine leafy looking things, and I had to do this obviously 4 times. Anyway, this is the final result. It's adorable. This is Thistle, and I love it. Let me know what you think below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.